We did the unthinkable on embarkation day in Seattle.
Stick around to find out what we did that nobody expected.
We're retired, it's time to cruise. Where will we go next? What will we see? What exciting adventures will we choose?
Hello from
Darren,
and Susan,
we are retired.
and it is time to cruise. Darren and I have been on cruise ships for more than 400 days since we got married.
We will be celebrating that quarter century soon.
This summer.
That's over a year all together at sea.
Yeah, so we've got plenty of experience on ships. Up until now, we've been limited by
Businesses running in the summer,
and our son going to school in the winter.
but we've always managed to spend 2 weeks to 2 months on holidays
Every year,
during our winter when we don't want to be here in the snow.
well, except for those few years that shall not be mentioned. But we've been traveling, mostly on cruise ships, sometimes,
We've stayed at a hotel,
or a resort.
or sometimes we just go visit friends and stay with them. Now that we're retired and our son has grown up, our horizons have expanded.
Yes, we can travel in the fall
In the spring,
and in the winter.
and if I ever give up my national level competitions,
We can travel in the summer too.
as you can tell with our travel experience,
We know the routines and expectations on embarkation days.
but in Seattle, we decided to change things up.
Embarkation day is often a lot of hurry up and wait.
We normally don't fly the same day as a ship sails, but this time, with an hour and a half being the length of the flight, we thought, what the heck.
Everything went smoothly though, and we ended up boarding the Norwegian Encore right around noon.
The safety drills have changed a bit. You no longer have to meet in a big group at a muster station. So we watched a short video,
Checked in at our muster station,
ate a delicious lunch.
and wandered around a bit.
We were getting a bit bored on board.
I see what you did there. Anyway, we had no luggage yet, and our staterooms weren't ready.
So we took advantage of the free time and...
And the free baggage check-in.
That's true, and the free baggage check.
And we checked our carry-on bag.
And we decided to go ashore.
Nobody does this. You get on the ship,
You eat,
you explore the ship.
and you shift into cruise mode.
We shifted into port mode.
The heads almost exploded.
Seattle's such an attractive port. It seemed a shame not to check it out at least a little.
We felt kind of like salmon going upstream as we left the ship, with every crew member we passed
Saying, "Are you sure?" And saying, "You
Look
do
at your
know all
watch.
aboard
Look at
time
your
is
watch."
at 3.
So we showed them our watches, grabbed
And our
ship
cruise cards, and did a lightning fast tour of the port. I did have some ulterior motives. I wanted a good picture of the whole ship.
So our quest began.
So we're going to go on our walking tour. Welcome to Seattle. As you can see, we had a really good view from the balcony of the ship. There's the skyline of Seattle. The Space Needle comes into view. It's within walking distance, but we decided to walk the other direction and see more of Pike's Place Market. The restaurant you see as we pan across is Anthony's on Pier 66. It's a fairly famous seafood restaurant. There's a small marina between our ship and the restaurant. Now you get a view of the walkway that we left the ship on. It's a fairly long walkway. Now we're starting our walk along the waterfront. You can see Seattle's Great Wheel in the background there, and right in front of that is the Seattle Aquarium. The tents are on Pier 62, and shortly we're going to get a view of the ship from Pier 62. Right now, I'm going to pan you around to show you what we can see from this first part of our walk. There's that small marina, and there is the Norwegian Encore. You can see some of the water slides on the top of it, and that dark bit that sticks out over the very top is the go-kart track. This is a big ship. It holds 4,000 passengers and has more than 1,700 crew. Here we are at the back corner of Pier 62, looking at the Norwegian Encore. It's got 20 stories, and it's the biggest ship Darren and I have ever been on so far. There's another view of the Seattle Space Needle. Again, we didn't get a chance to visit it, but we will in the future, I'm sure. Beautiful fall colors in October.
We're standing on Pier 62, and the cruise ship dock is Pier 66. And it was a nice about 8 to 10 minute walk from the cruise ship terminal over to here. And I should have the big Ferris wheel in my background.
You betcha. We're just getting a bit of a view of Elliott Bay. It is one of the biggest ports in the United States. And I think the next thing we're going to do is try walking up those stairs. Here we are at the bottom of the stairs going up to the street level of Pike's Place Market. We didn't spend any time actually shopping. The salmon market where they toss the fish is up at that level, but all we did once we got to the top of this stairway was turn around and try to fulfill my wish of getting a picture of the entire Norwegian Encore. You'll get to see whether that worked out for us in a few minutes or not. As you see, there's a lot of people out here at the waterfront. It is a Saturday, and so everyone is enjoying the weather and enjoying the opportunity to see the waterfront in Seattle. None of these people would be cruise ship passengers because, as we said, nobody leaves the ship on embarkation day after they've got on. You can see I'm almost at the top, and I'll quickly turn around and give you a big wave. Hi everyone! Next thing we'll see is the view from the observation deck of what the ship looks like. There, I think I finally got the whole ship in my view. That's the Norwegian Encore from the observation deck of the Pike's Place Market. Now we walk back down to Pike's Place and just immersed ourselves more in the whole environment. There was a busker there. There's several buskers. Lots of souvenir shops, lots of restaurants in this area, just people everywhere. This says it's the Salmon Cooker restaurant, and you'll see some oyster restaurants and some other restaurants. This is coming up to the ticket sales for the ferries and any of the harbor tours. This is also close to where you would get your tickets for the Seattle Aquarium. There's a curiosity shop really close by. Lots and lots of souvenirs. Everyone can get them. I found it kind of amusing because even though this is a walking route, we pass a sign that is selling hop on, hop off bus tickets. We've done a lot of hop on, hop off buses. They pretty much take you the entire day, so it's something that we would consider a different time, but we certainly didn't have enough time to do that today. Elliot's restaurant there. More people lined up for the ferry. We could hear the sea lions barking almost constantly from this area. It's kind of fun to hear them. I didn't go and try and see where they actually were at. That Starbucks is the first Starbucks ever. We'll get back to that because now we're going to look at the ferry a little bit more closely. There's the picture of one of the Agrassi ferries. Those are the ones that you do the harbor tours on. A little bit closer look of the Seattle Ferris wheel and again of the Norwegian Encore and a tall ship. There's just a view of Elliott Bay itself. Very attractive. I'm not sure why we don't see Mount Rainier in the background. This is the right angle to be looking at it, but it is somewhat overcast, so that might be why we didn't see it. Again, there's that very first Starbucks on Pier 55. It's been there since 1971. I see Bigfoot. Out there, there was a big otter in a different one. There's a curiosity shop. It had really weird things like two-headed ducklings and yeah, I went inside. It was kind of creepy. I just was enjoying this long walk. I think at this point Darren had given up on me. He said, "I'm gonna wait for you. And if you're not back on time, I'll tell the ship to wait," because we didn't really have very much time to do this walk. But I was watching my watch and I felt that I had enough time to look around a bit more. You can see there's more restaurants along the way. Simply Seattle, a fish bar. It was just a very pleasant experience. You can see a lot of families. No one was harassing us or anything. We just enjoyed our time walking along the waterfront with other tourists here in Seattle at the port. I'm not sure what this building is. Might be a clam place, some kind of a restaurant. Obviously, you can sit down at that little statue. There, a kid sitting at the statue with the albatrosses. And now I'm ready to head back. And here we are back where we started at Pier 66, where the Norwegian Encore is tied. This is where we lined up for embarkation. But for us to go back on the ship, we had to walk past the entry here and come in a different door. So we had to walk past Pier 66 to re-enter the ship. Here's the view from the walkway as we are reboarding the ship once more. Darren was ahead of me.
Security allowed me back on the ship. Isn't that great?
Enjoy your
Bye,
cruise.
thank you. We were back well before all aboard time, and now we are able to get into cruise mode.
We really enjoyed the quick visit in the port of Seattle.
Maybe next time we'll have plenty of time to be able to visit some of the attractions.
All in all, we found Seattle a great port to embark on a cruise.
Thanks for sharing your time with us.
If you enjoyed this video,
Like,
comment,
share,
and subscribe, please.
so that you can see more of our cruising adventures.
Bye now.
We're retired, it's time to cruise. Where will we go next? What will we see? What exciting adventures will we choose? We'll make new friends and make some plans. We'll post videos as we visit new lands. We love you to join us as we sail around in floating hotels of every brand. We're retired and it's time to cruise. Come and join us or watch our YouTubes.